It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and this is Health Tips. You know, I'm so grateful whenever I'm in the grocery store or wherever I am, even Sunday, someone said, you know, I watch your show. I had dashed off to the grocery store one day. You know, you just kind of go in and try and hurry up and get out. Maybe you're not looking as well as you would like to look because you think you're just going to run in and out, and somebody recognized me and said, you know, I watch your show. So I'm really appreciative of all of you who are tuning into the show. We love it that you're watching, and I hope that you will stick with us because we think that our best days are still ahead of us. So anyway, what are we going to do tonight? Before we do that, let me encourage you again to send in recipes that you'd like us to try, and also to let us know, you know, some of your thoughts about the show. I'd love to hear from you. And if you send us a recipe that we really like, we may invite you to come on the show and demonstrate it to us. So I think you might like that. This is actually very much a fun thing to do. I totally enjoy it. So what are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to work with something that I know we haven't done. We've done a lot of things, but we haven't done shrimp. A lot of you are shrimp people. Now, I must admit, I'm not a shrimp person, but the way this shrimp is fixed, I really, really like it. And I think you'll like it too. The ingredients in this shrimp are salt and pepper. I use some dill. I use some chili powder, olive oil. I use a little garlic powder too. But the real ingredients here that stick out are lime juice and lemon juice, okay? So, and again, I use one of the favorite things I like, and that is I can't believe it's not butter, okay? So we're going to use a little combination of oil and I can't believe it's not butter. So first thing, let's just turn our oil on. I'm going to use one of my old pans. You know, you have certain cookware that you just love, right? And I bought the green pan. You've seen it on TV and all that, and I thought, well, I'll get that. You know, I've enjoyed using it, so I use it. It's kind of marked up now, but I still use it, and I enjoy using it. So what we're going to do is I've got some shrimp. Now, you know, I'm funny about shrimp. I like it to be deveined. I do not like shrimp with the veins in it. Those are the guts, you know. So, you know, I like to have that out, okay? And, you know, I've thawed it out and everything. Now, if you notice, there's some juice in there. That is lemon and lime juice I've got in there. And I also have some rice vinegar. So it's been sitting in here maybe 10, 12 minutes, optimally somewhere in there, 10 to 15 minutes, sitting in there, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour this juice off. First, I'm going to go ahead and put in my pan what I want to be in there, and that is some can't believe it's not butter and a little bit of olive oil. So I'm just opening up this olive oil. Put a little olive oil in there, okay? And you can kind of judge how much of it to put in based on how much you're putting in of the shrimp, right? So, okay, so I've got my shrimp nice and doused in this. And believe it or not, in the pan, you're also putting some lime juice, some chili powder. So I put some chili powder there, okay? And that's got to melt some. And then on the shrimp, let me just turn around for a minute. I got to turn around for a minute because I got to put some salt in here. You know what they do at restaurants. They take a pinch out and use. But I'm going to wait till I get my shrimp in here first. Okay? So I'm going to let that melt just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and put some lime juice in there. And I'm going to go ahead and put some dill in here. Okay. And now in my shrimp, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some salt over this and some pepper. You know, I do like the kind of pepper that we have to grind. So I'm a grind pepper person. And now realize it only gets on a part of it. And I'm going to turn that part over that we've seasoned so I can get that going in here. Okay, now I'll move this out so you can see. All right, see, so I've got it in here now, and I'm going to put some more seasoning on it, and we're about ground out of pepper, about ground out of that, so I'm going to use some unground pepper just because I like the taste. And I'm going to put some dill on that. Whew. Pepper will make you sneeze, okay? And guess what else? I'm going to put some garlic salt on it. Not garlic salt, garlic powder. Now don't go put garlic salt, because if you do, and you already put some salt on it, it's going to be too salty. Another little pinch on that, okay? And I'm letting that saute. That looks good, doesn't it? It is good. It really is. I think you're going to love this. And I like for it to brown on the side. So I just let it do that. Some people like shrimp that's almost raw. I'm not one of those people. I like for any kind of meat to brown and be really done. But the thing about shrimp, you don't want it to get too dry. You want the inside to be somewhat moist, okay? Somewhat moist. Let's just see what the underside looks like. That's what it starts to look like as it cooks. Okay? So we're going to just let that go ahead and do what it does. And I do have it on high now. And remember, I'm really not a shrimp person, but I think you're going to like this. I really think you're going to like it. I also wanted to do a little broccoli with it, but we'll save that. We'll save that for the next show. We'll put this meal together, and then you can see what it's like, okay? So that's just sauteing on one side. Great. Let's turn it over. Start turning the shrimp over some now. Now this is a testament to how I like my shrimp. And you probably have to turn it down once you get it to really sauteing good, because you don't want to burn your shrimp. Then it's not good. But I like that brown crispiness that you're going to get with this. And remember, it's the lemon and the lime that's really making the difference here. And we're going to taste this, you know, once it gets to the point where we can. Now, you might find that at some point you have to sort of put a little bit more. I can't believe it's not butter in there to kind of keep it. That's why I turned it down, because it will start burning or sticking. Well, this is a no-stick pan, so you'll have less trouble with that stickiness with these kinds of pans. Okay, so I turned it down some just so that it wouldn't burn But I'm going to turn it back up in a minute so I can get the crispiness going with it rather quickly. So I'm getting ready to turn it up now. And see how pretty that looks? And it's every bit as good as it looks. Now, I did not, last time I put some, that I made this, I put a little hot sauce in the water too. In that, in the marinade that I had it in, I had a little bit of hot sauce in it. But I think this has enough pepper and chili powder that I think it's gonna have the taste that we want. But you can put just a little bit of hot sauce in there. That gives it a little zing. It really does. Now, having had some with the hot sauce in it, I can attest to what this is going to taste like without the hot sauce. All right. So now when I see it doing that and I want to make a little bit of, little bit of steam, I put a little lime juice in there. A little bit of lime juice. All right. And I'm just going to taste a little bit of it while it's cooking. Maybe a little bit of this one here. And you notice it's starting to smoke some now. And for most of you, this is done enough. For most of you. Okay. I'm going to taste this piece. Look at that. Okay. I'm going to set that there and I'm going to get a plate. First, let me taste it, see if I need to cook it anymore. Which I doubt. Let me tell you something. That is delicious. Now, I want you to take a snapshot of this in your mind. That looks like something you might get from Applebee's or maybe even Olive Garden or somewhere. Look at that. It looks luscious. You know it does. All right. Now, what I'm going to suggest you combine that with is rice and broccoli, the heads of broccoli. But we're going to do that next time and combine that with this, and you'll see what a nice dish you have. But I wanted to just do the shrimp part now. Then we're going to do the broccoli, and I'm going to show you how to fix the broccoli so it really tastes nice. So I want you to save this. We're going to save some of it and show you next time, because we're going to show you what a nice looking meal this makes, because we're going to exercise in a minute. But let's taste a piece of what we have already. Okay, let's taste a piece of this again. Now, don't burn your tongue, for gracious sake. How much more time do we have? Let me see. I think we've got about 13 minutes to exercise. That is delicious. For those of you who don't like shrimp, you're gonna love this. Because I'm not a shrimp person myself, but the lemon and the lime take away some of that. You ever taste seafood and you say, ooh, it tastes kind of seafoody, kind of, I don't know, fishy, or I don't know, whatever it is you don't like about, even the smell sometimes. But it seems like the lemon and lime takes that out, kind of like taking the wild gamey taste out of deer, for those of you who eat deer meat. There's a way you can fix the shrimp that just kind of takes that out. And maybe that's what you like about it, but that's what I didn't like about it. So it makes it really likable for somebody who's not a shrimp person. And I'm telling you, this with some grits in the morning, that's delicious. You're gonna like that. So you're gonna say, well, how did you fix it? Okay, First, I soaked it in lemon and lime juice, and I put a little rice vinegar in there, okay? And some of you who like spicy stuff, you can put a little bit of hot sauce, just a couple of drops of hot sauce in there. 3 or 4 drops maybe. And then let it sit for about 15 minutes. And then in the pan, what I did is I put a little, can't believe it's not butter, and olive oil and some dill. And I let that get around in there. And then I did a little garlic powder on there, on the shrimp. When I season the shrimp, I put a pinch of salt, pepper, garlic powder. Don't mistake and get garlic salt. You're gonna get garlic powder. You know, and then put that in there. Oh, it's so good. And remember that you're putting chili powder in the grease, in the oil. So that's all together and bubbling, and then you put the shrimp in there, okay? And notice now, I don't cook the shrimp till it's dry. Look at that. See that center? It's still looking moist in the center there. Okay, that gives you the taste of the shrimp. Okay? So don't cook it too dry. We're right on the border there. Okay? All right, so that's our shrimp. And that took what? 11 minutes to cook? Maybe 12 minutes max? Not long at all. And you're gonna see what the real dish is gonna look like next show, because we're gonna do rice and broccoli, with broccoli being done in the special way that I am gonna fix the broccoli, and then you'll see what a nice plate that makes. Okay, so I'm excited. Now we got 10 minutes. Who's gonna exercise with me? Now remember that the dish I'm fixing for you is basically a healthy dish, and we're not gonna have a whole plate piled with food, are we? We're gonna try to make a sensible serving. We're gonna try to make certain that, you know, we've got a green vegetable, and then we have our meat, and then we have our starch, and we're good to go, okay? But now we're gonna do our exercise. You know, it's all about lifestyle change. You have got to, my sister told me once, and I'll never forget this. She said, if you're going down the road and you find out you're going the wrong way, turn around. You know, most of you, you know that's true. You're doing something right now that you see is not working. You know, it might be a habit you have at work. You know, it might be something that you're doing that you've been doing it for years that way, and it's never worked. Why are you still doing it that way? If you see something isn't working, turn around, do something different. Make another habit. And that's hard to do because habits are just that, they're habits. So you're gonna keep doing something out of habit. But take a look at your habits. Are they moving you forward, or are they taking you backward? If it's taking you backward, change that habit. It's never too late. I don't care how old you are. You say, well, I'm 80 and I've been doing this the same way all these years. Has it worked? Okay, there's your answer right there. And some of us have really kind of bad habits. You know, one of my habits is not going to bed on time. As much as I tell you to do that, you know, going late, you know, keeping too many hours. And that's because many times we still see ourselves the way we were when we were younger. But hey, listen, as the years pile on, you need more sleep. So I'm telling you to do what I'm trying to do, and that is do better with getting more sleep. Hey, more sleep will help you lose weight. Did you know that? You will lose weight better if you go to bed and get sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Some of you wonder why you're not losing weight. You're doing all the other things, but you're not losing. You're staying up too late. That makes you eat more, and you keep that weight on you, okay? So let's try this together, you and I. I'm gonna try to go to bed at a more decent hour. You try something of a habit that you have that you need to break. And I'd love to hear from you. Tell me how you're doing. I'll kind of keep you posted on how I'm doing. All right? Okay, you ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2. Now some of you are watching, but you're not doing the exercise part. You know, that means I'm not successful, because until I can get you doing the entire package, not only trying the food, but doing the exercise. Because let me tell you, if you're trying to lose weight and the only thing you're doing is eating less, you're not going to be as successful as the person who's eating less and expending more calories. That's what helps you lose the weight. So I want you to get in the habit of doing this too. All right? Because there's a reason I do this. I'm trying to get you moving. All right? And those of you who are young, that is under 40, under 40, you better work on that body now. Because that's the same body you're going to have to deal with when you're 50, 60, and beyond. Okay? So work hard at taking care of that body right now, because it'll serve you well. All right? And 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, 2, 3, 4. How's that? Now let's just take a deep breath. Taking a real deep breath. And let it out. You'd be surprised at the number of people who don't take good deep breaths during the day. Remember, the oxygen that you take in is what sustains your tissues. So it might sound silly, but taking a deep breath takes in more oxygen exchange in your lungs. And what does that do? Supply oxygen to your cells. So you might have thought it was silly, people taking all these deep breaths and doing, but you know what? That's like a boost. It's like giving your body a shot, because you're giving your body oxygen. And that, you know, hey, no matter what else you get, if you don't have oxygen, you can't survive. So can you imagine cells going all day with half the oxygen load that they could be using, you know, if you just gave it more? You know, not only the energy of food, but the energy of the healthiness of having a good supply of oxygen on board. There's nothing like it, you know? So let's march. 1 and 2. Swing those arms. 3. Come on. And 4. Those of you who are in wheelchairs that are watching, don't let this stop you. Just move your feet if you can, and if you can't, move your arms. Move whatever you can move. And if you can't move anything else, move your head. All right? And it's all in the mind anyway. You know, they were talking about when you watch people do things, your muscles tend to work a bit. Your muscles are kind of mimicking what we're doing. It's an amazing thing. Okay? So watching is actually healthy as well. It's not as you know, you don't burn as many calories as you do if you're actually doing it, but it's an amazing thing what the mind can do for the body when you're exposed to healthy things. So watching exercise even is healthy. Who would have thought? 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And guess what? Next week, we're going to make this one big show spread out into 2 segments. So I'm going to look the same. It's going to practically be the same, but we split it because there just wasn't enough time. I want to show you about the broccoli and the rice and how I fix it. So when you look next week, it's going to look like you're looking this week, because everything is going to look the same, because it's one big show, but we couldn't do it all tonight. Okay? Whoo, you're starting to feel it after a while. This is good. Okay? You don't have to join the spa. You don't have to join the gym. If you do what I'm doing every day, 20, 30 minutes, you know, and just relax and just stretch your body. Just stretch, because some of you are sitting at a cramped computer or in a stall, kind of like a horse all day, you know, in your cubicle or whatever, wherever you work, and you're just not getting a chance to stretch. You have 30 minutes to eat your lunch. Uh-oh. Don't bump into your stuff if you're in the kitchen like I just did. Okay? Just hold your arms up here for just about to the count of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And stretch those arms out. Let's do 20 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more time. 1, 2, 3. As far back as you can take your arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now let's just take a deep breath. And let it out. Deep breath in again. And out. Deep breath in again. Hold it, 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 let it out. Whew. You know, just doing that for a few minutes, I mean, you can tell a difference. You can feel, you know, things kind of cranking up a little bit, you know? So if you do this for 15 to 20 minutes, you know, 4 days a week, you're going to be able to tell a difference. I promise you. And I want you to try this, okay? Let's just go ahead and devote the rest of the year to making good habits. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins. Thank you for watching. Good night.